Chuck and Joanne, this one's for you. An odd introduction to an idea we have around this marital group week experience. Chuck and Joanne was a couple that I observed when I was a graduate student decades ago. I'd be studying in various places around Wheaton, Illinois, where I was going to school, coffee shops or pie stores or wherever, and I would often see them at night. They'd be walking in. It's a couple that I knew from church. They had middle school and high school teenage boys, and they'd be showing up at all these places in the evening at 9 o'clock where I was studying. And one time I just said, "I see you all the time. What are you doing?" And they said, "When we got married, we made a commitment that every day we would dedicate some time to ourselves and some time together." And Chuck was the registrar at a large community college in the area. Busy man. Joanne also was raising 3 boys and had a full-time job. A busy woman. But they said, we made a point to say we will spend at least 5 minutes alone with God, alone with our thoughts, alone in prayer, and that we would take some time in the evening, every evening, and sit and talk about it and about anything else.
Just the two.
But so and they said, and we lived in Illinois, in which it snows in the wintertime, and we had small kids. We still did it every night. Sometimes we would open the garage door in the middle of December, turn on the car, run the heater, and just sit in the car for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're still there. The kids are in bed. We're not going to drive away. But we needed to get out of our routine and talk.
Mm-hmm.
But we also wanted to have something to talk about. So it wasn't just, it was essential to talk about, okay, who's going to manage getting the kids to soccer practice tomorrow, or piano lessons are tomorrow night, or whatever is happening, that logistic planning. But it was, we wanted something to talk about, and so every day we would do something that we would bring to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck and Joanna, this is going to be for you. You will have hundreds of people who are doing what you have done because you taught some single man 30 years ago that this is important in marriage. And now we're teaching it to you.
Yeah. So you have patterns of everyday living, and they're not going to be the same as Chuck and Joanne because every couple is a little bit different. But we really want to challenge you that you really won't achieve all of your goals for your relationship, for your spiritual life, if you only pay attention to it for a small amount of time out of your week, right? But even small amounts of time on a daily basis really make a big difference. And so what we have done is created some take-home activities for you to do. And they can be added on to the quiet time maybe that you already have. Maybe if you already spend a few minutes every night as a couple talking about what's happening, you could talk about one of the activities together if you want to. You really can tailor it to whatever you feel like God is encouraging you to do. If you don't already do those kinds of things and you don't already spend time quiet, we would encourage you to use this opportunity to begin to do that. This life is loud and fast and harsh and unforgiving, and even 5 minutes of time can make a big difference in orienting ourselves to what's truly important and things that are beyond ourselves, right? To be being and becoming the person, the Christian that you're supposed to be, and the us that we want to be as a couple. So we really want to encourage you to engage in that, and we've created hundreds of activities for you to do across these 8 weeks that we have found from all over the internet. We have artwork, we have podcasts, we have devotionals that we procured specifically on the topic. There are discussions to have as a couple if you want to have them, or to journal about on your own if you want to do that. So you can email these things back and forth to each other as a couple, maybe if somebody's traveling or on deployment. There's all ton of opportunities for you that we want to give you, and we think this is probably the most important thing that happens in this entire program.
Yeah. A couple of reminders. You will fail.
Absolutely.
Now, when you fail, consider that as part of the planning for how we can succeed. So I imagine that many of you are thinking, let's just be stereotypical and think, many wives are thinking, my husband won't even remember to do this. And so it'll be very convenient. One, it's going to pop up on your phone. And it's going to come to you like, there it is. Do I want to do it?
Page.
And two, can you, as part of your marital tasks, practice the patterns of encouraging one another to engage in this activity for us? So it's sort of like, of course you will likely fail because you just won't even think about it. It's not part of your routine. Mm-hmm. But to encourage one another to make it part of the routine. Not in a nagging, did you do your assignment that Jen and Jem sent you? But rather, we are committed to building an us. And part of that us is to dwell in the realm of really big ideas. Big ideas like compassion and selflessness and
humility
and like I want to contemplate that idea for 5 minutes today by engaging in the thoughts of another, and I want to talk about it with my spouse tonight, just because I want more of that thing. And we will fail. Maybe we'll forget to do it tomorrow. Like, hey, how can we then remember to do it the next day? What kind of reminders could we employ so that we can stay on track? That's not a, I knew you wouldn't do it because I knew you weren't serious about fixing our marriage.
Please don't say that to your spouse.
Rather, we want this together, and it's not something that occurs naturally. People don't naturally brush their teeth. But probably all of us have become so much habituated to that idea. Multiple times a day, we do something that's very, very simple, but has lasting impact on how we live. You go 6 months without brushing your teeth, you got a problem. So this very simple thing, regularly demonstrated across your marriage, has incredible impact.
So I encourage you, when you brush your teeth, remember, what am I doing from the curriculum for my marriage today?
Yeah.
5 minutes, longer if you have it, shorter if you don't. But something every day that puts your mind, set your heart and mind on things above, as we taught